Hi, this is 365801. It's a new year, January 2024, and this is my haul for the month. Happy New Year! Guess who's back on her shit? Yeah, new year, same old me, I'm guessing. Yeah, so here's my haul for January. It's bigger. The majority of this is manga. The majority of this is BL manga. So if you're here for that, get excited. I am totally excited about this haul. This is nowhere near the amount that I should be getting, but for some reason, this is just what happened. My haul in December, I feel like was really really good in terms of like the amount. It was quite small. Didn't feel like it was what I needed maybe for mental health. This has definitely been the mental health, like, oh, buy, but also for good bargains. So I do have most of these for really good prices. And that's the main thing. Last year, I'm still working on my videos. This is what happens. Last year, I did have some goals for my collection in terms of how much I was spending, how much I was purchasing, and how much each of those volumes should cost. I'm not sure what my goals will be because I'm still working on them, but in terms of what I'm aiming for, I can't really say I'm aiming to get a maximum of 7 volumes a month because boom, just failed miserably. There is a lot here. So yeah, if I was to go by that basis, I wouldn't be able to buy another volume of manga until like April or May, something like that. So yeah, this is like a third of the year's worth of manga that I should be buying. Who knows? Maybe the rest of the year I'll be really, really good. But yeah, my aim is to not buy things unless I'm getting them for a good price. And so that's like my ultimate goal is to be the most frugal BL collector I can be. And for that, and this is a really good haul. This is an amazing haul, in fact. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's go to the two things that are not BL manga and get them out of the way first, shall we? So these are the two non-BL pros that I have in this haul for January 2024. And it is A Chapter on Murder and The Golden Spoon. These are both murder mysteries. Sue Minix and Jessa Maxwell. And these are ones that I got from the charity shop, so they were, I think, like £1 each. So that's £2. That's pretty good. And they're also published in 2023, and I think probably late 2023, because I know The Golden Spoon, I think, came out in 2023 as a hardback. I don't think it's got the highest ratings. It's supposed to be the Great British Bake Off, as it says, meets and then there were none. So some people have liked it and some people have not. I heard about it first of all from Meg with Books, who was super excited about it, read it, and then was not that impressed. So unfortunately, a bit of a dud. And A Chapter on Murder is something I probably could have picked up some of the previous volumes from. I'm pretty sure I've seen them in the charity shop before. But yeah, it's always nice to come into the charity shop with a member of my family. We've got a big one that's kind of near me, but not near enough to go to regularly. So whenever someone comes and visits, they get quite excited about going to the big charity shop. It's just one of the things, like, you just don't know what you're going to see there. And I almost always come away with a book at least. And it's always nice to be able to go in and be like, wow, these are brand new, never been read. And I know that the spine's not been broken. These are definitely non-read 2023 published books. When will I read them? I don't know. But I'm gonna have to do something about that, haven't I? What should I do with all my... I should probably read them, shouldn't I? We shall see. But they will go on the shelf anyway. The Chapter on Murder one looks like it's a Christmas themed one, so I might just save that for December. I'm kind of thinking January and December will be my off months, and then I will be more productive during the rest. At least fingers crossed, that's how I'm hoping. So on to some BL manga, and this first one is the full complete set of Boy Princess by Se-young Kim, volumes 1 through 9. I was really lucky to get them off of Kathryn, who's on YouTube and Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. She was selling some things off that she'd either read and not really liked, or some things that she hadn't quite read yet, or just things in her collection that she wasn't really wanting anymore. And I just snapped these up. I was super, super pleased to be able to get the full complete set. Me and Katie had read Sweet Blood by Se-young Kim, which is like a 10 or 13 volume, it really is, story. And it was wild and it was wacky, and it was like Game of Thrones, transmigration, all kinds of reincarnation. It was like weird blood, vampire. It was like all kinds of crazy. And we just loved it. It was like so wacky and wild, and just a wild ride, and I really enjoyed it. I was just like, let's just go with it. And so I'm wondering how Boy Princess is, because it's a 9-volume series as well, so it's pretty long. So me and Katie did say we put more effort into trying to get the complete series. So I don't know if she has the complete series. If she does, this might have to be a buddy read. But then I think we just had a couple of volumes each at the time of deciding that. And we've had pretty much a year, and I have done very poorly on collecting the series up till now. And I only picked up volume 1 and volume 5, maybe a third volume. I don't know, maybe volume 4. I don't know. I don't know how many other volumes I have of this series, but when another collector is selling their dead stock, basically the things that they don't want anymore, you know that they've come from a good home. They're going to a good home. I'm really, really pleased about this, because I have seen some of these volumes for really cheap, and I've seen some of them for a wee bit more, and then I have to actually go out my way to collect them as and when. And so to be able to get this full set for such a good price was amazing. So I paid, I think it's £24 in total. And that includes the postage and packaging, everything, so that's amazing. So each volume would be £2 plus postage and packaging, £6. So if we divide that all up, it's around £2.66 per volume, and that's amazing. And some of them are in such amazing condition, considering this has been out for quite some time. So I think the ones I have in my collection are more beat up. So I'm actually replacing them with something that's much, much better. So thank you so much, Kathryn. That was really, really generous of you. But it does make me more, what's the word? Enthusiastic, motivated to get rid of the extras that I have in my collection. So all of my duplicates and things like that. I feel like 2024 is the year. It's another goal that I need to work on. Get rid of the things in my collection that I've either already read, like prose books that I don't need to have, and any kind of duplicates in my collection that I don't need to have in my collection, I can get rid of. So that's one of the goals, I think, in 2024, is to try and see if I can clear out that. So yeah, hopefully they will also go to a good home for a good price. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about reading this, but I think I will wait and see if Katie's got this, and maybe do a buddy read. That would be great fun, to do another big, long neck comics one, because we just had so much fun the last time. Sweet Blood was great, and so I'm hoping that this will, don't want to hype it up too much, manage my expectations, but I hope this will be just as good. So this one I managed to get from Amazon. I could have picked it up in December, but I didn't. I was kind of busy doing other things, and it was on my oh, you should get this, you should get this. And I just never really got round to actually ordering it. And I did have the plan to do a big reread, but December was just so busy. Like I said, I feel like December and January should just be off months, and then the rest of the year is proper. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But yeah, I finally managed to get volume 9, but I haven't read it yet because I want to do a big reread of the whole series, because I haven't read volume 9, and I want to be completely immersed in the My Love mix-up experience, and then watch the drama if I can. I did pick this up, like I said, from Amazon for £6.89, which is not the best price, but it's still under the £7 mark. I could have maybe waited out to see if I could get it for cheaper, but I just want to read it. I want to read it now. This is a series that I have absolutely loved, and I'm sad that this is the final volume, but I'm kind of excited as well to find out what happens in the end. So yeah, it's been the one thing for the past like couple of years that I've been like, oh, I need to get it as soon as it comes out, or as close to the release date as possible. And of course, we don't always have the same release dates as the US, so everyone gets theirs and they post on social media and they talk about it, and then we all get it in the UK a month later going, yeah, that was good, yeah. But the hype kind of feels like it dies down a wee bit, and we kind of feel like we're like kind of missed out on that. Just what happens. Unless you get it extra early, that kind of thing. But yeah, Amazon's not really known for doing that. So it doesn't really matter. It didn't feel like I needed to go out my way to make sure I got this on release date, because I wasn't going to anyway. But yeah, I will enjoy this, but I'll also probably be sad. So I might vlog it and do a little vlog for reading the final volume of My Love Mix-Up. I'm very happy to have in my collection. It's sad to say goodbye though. This next one is obviously a prose. This is Mo Jiang Tongju's Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2. And this is because I thought I had a volume. I don't know why, but in my head I was like, oh, you've got this already. So I signed up in January, like many people have signed up to do a full read of Heaven Official's Blessing. And I was like, yeah, okay, I can at least start that. I've got quite a few of the volumes. Not realising that I don't have a volume 2 of this series. I have like a volume 3 and a 4 and a 5 and I think a volume 6, and now I'm like, do I even have the rest of it? And I don't have the final volume, but I thought I would go out my way to get it. But seeing as I didn't have volume 2, I just was like, well, this is a bust. I could read the first volume, but even then I wasn't really all that enthused. So I signed up for it and then haven't actually done very well with it at all. Mainly because I've been doing other things in January and it's been kind of a busy month. But yes, at least now I have this. Now this is the first of pretty much everything else that I've got to show you is from Scifier. This is the first time I've ordered from Scifier, and I got a little bit crazy. So yeah, everything else I purchased from Scifier. It's a lot. But I did get them all for really good prices, and that's the main thing. So I did get Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2. It was on sale for £10.76, which is a great price. But they were doing a deal during January for 12.5% off your order, which is just a little bit more than 10%. You generally get a 10% discount off of lots of people who have the codes, but 12.5 is just a little bit more. And then added on top of that, you pay in the UK like a £1.99 shipping fee, which is still pretty good. That's just a flat rate. So the more books you get, the bigger your order, the more that £2 shipping fee is kind of spread over. So it's much better for you to actually get more. And if you have a 10% discount, your discount might cancel out your shipping fee completely, which is what's happened for some of my other orders. But in this case, I just bought two things together. And this was one of them. So with the shipping fee and the discount, my shipping fee total was like 23p, so I have to add on a bit to this, which makes it £10.89. So yeah, I think £10.89 is still a pretty good price for this volume. So it does mean I can now read up till what I've got, which I think is 7, I think, or maybe it's 6, and I need to get 7 and 8. I'm not entirely sure. I've not really been keeping up to date, as you can tell. But it does mean I can now read the majority of it. But it would be a reread because, as I have mentioned, I've read all of the MXTX ones. I'm just collecting them because I want to have the physical English copies. I did read the fan translations because at that point, there was no indication that we were ever going to get anything Chinese BL related in English. So, pretty happy about that. Some of the foreign edition volumes are just so beautiful though. There was a German, it's from Tokyopop, so the German volume, because they've been doing the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation ones with sprayed edges, and they're stunning. And they've just released the Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 1 with sprayed edges and hardback, and it's just so beautiful. And I do kind of feel like the English versions, as much as I'm really happy that Seven Seas are doing this, we're kind of the poor cousin. I'm wondering, at some point, do we get a collector's edition, proper hardback, sprayed edges? Like, readers will build it and they will come. People will buy it. So yeah, I'm just wondering, compared to every other foreign language edition, it just seems like the English one is just pretty like meh. Mass produced. It feels so mass produced, even though it's very beautiful, the images and things like that. And that's all the artist's work. That's the artist. So congratulations to them. I hope that they're getting back. But as we know, Seven Seas at the point in time, I'm still not sure. So anyway, let's see what else I got in this particular order. So I managed to pick up Sasaki and Miyano Volume 3 by Sho Harusono, a yen price title, at the same time as Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2. And this was £6.80, but then with a wee bit of postage, it was £6.91. So just under the £7 mark, which is still pretty good for yen prices. BL, they don't reduce them down too much, so getting them for really good prices is sometimes tricky. But I did manage to get this one. I have volumes 1 and 2 now, I think. So volume 3 means I can probably read this, I think. Unfortunately, the package that they came in was a bit beat up. And Heaven Official's Blessing was fine, unscathed. But this particular volume did have a couple of dents at the bottom and the top, which I'm a little bit sad about, but they're not terrible. But it is kind of a bit more obvious, because everything else that was sent by Scifier was so well packaged and so well done. So yeah, this one unfortunately was very beat up, and I don't know if that's because of the snow and the storms and everything, most likely, but the actual envelope itself was like ripped to shreds. And I couldn't show that because it was mainly on the side where my label was. So if you're on my Patreon, you probably wouldn't see much of the damage either. I do all my like boxings and I put that over there on Patreon as a Patreon exclusive. So yeah, this was a pretty good price, not the best price, still pretty good though. I've got most things for under £7, other than Heaven Official Blessing and then what I'm going to show you next. So this was another order that I got from Scifier, and it was a bit more mixed. I did pick up Togainu no Chi by Suguro Chayamachi and Tochira. This is volume 5, an old Tokyopop, so a used copy. And I picked that up for £4. I picked up I Should Not Love You by Chise Ogawa. This is a June manga title. And I got this for £8.64, but this is still a really good price for a brand new or fairly new June manga title. And then I also picked up Sasaki Miyano Volume 6 by Sho Harusono, and that is a yen price title. So that was £6.80 as well. So I was pretty happy about these. So altogether, with the discount, I got these for £19, but obviously you have to pay the postage and packaging, and then you get your discount, so you have to work it out. So I have to take 44p off of the cost of these three. So I'm going to have to divide that up and kind of rejig. So the cost of them all will be a little bit less, but I might just leave Togainu no Chi as £4 because it's a flat rate, £4, and that seems good. So I might divide the 44p into 22 and then take them off of the other two, just because that helps me to know where my discounts are going, and yeah, it just makes me feel better. But yeah, to get a Togainu no Chi Volume 5 is pretty good. I have Volumes 1, 2 and 3, and I picked them up as a set thinking that was all that was published by Tokyopop, but I think there's like 6 volumes published. Correct me if I'm wrong, I have no idea. I haven't actually properly looked into it, but because for the longest time I was like, I don't have them all now, and I'm not going to be able to get them. But I have actually seen them, so I'm going to have a wee look out, and if I see them for good prices, like I did, I'll try and see if I can get the rest of it, because I would like to actually read it and watch, because I watched most of the anime, but I didn't think I finished it. And it's one that's kind of that very much of its time, but also like kind of beloved, but also hated as well. But yeah, so Togai no Chi is one that I'd like to have in my collection, because it's kind of BL, but kind of also like computer gamey. I don't know. It's a weird thing, isn't it? I don't know what you'd call them. Based on light novels? Are they? I don't know. Nitro Chiral is just like ubiquitous of computer games and computer game anime and stuff like that. Anyway, I never actually finished watching it, so I like Dramatical Murder as well. Is that another Nitro Chiral? Am I even pronouncing it correctly? I don't think I am. Anyway, Chise Ogawa, I Should Not Love You was one that I was really excited was getting published, but I didn't know how easy it would be to get. But it turns out it's been quite easy. And I don't know when it actually came out because I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I should really up my junior manga game and actually see when things are published. But if I can hold off a few months and then get them for £8, like I got this for £8. Well, if I take the 222 away, it would be £8.42. £8.42 is pretty good. And I think compared to like the £14 that it's recommended retail, it's pretty good. So I might hold off and just get them a little bit after, and that way I can get them for a good price. It's just the fact that it's junior manga and you get scared that they're going to go out of print, or they're not going to go out of print, but they're just going to be like publish a set number and then that's them, and then they have to go, oh yeah, we might do another print run, and you have to wait for the second print run, and that takes like another year or two because it's junior manga. Anyway, so yeah, also another Sasaki Miyano. I have volume 7, so this is volume 6, so I think I need to get volume 4 and 5, and yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on, like, sometimes when you collect a lot of the series but you don't collect them in order properly, soon you've got a lot of the series and you've realised you've just got like one volume that you need to collect, which is quite good. So I have actually quite in quick succession managed to pick up quite a few Sasaki Miyano titles, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, so altogether this was £19, which I think is not too bad for 3 manga, all varying I don't know, styles and qualities and content and all from different publishers. So yeah, I was quite happy about this one, but I think my last one is the best. So this is the final big stack. This was the next order that I got from Scifier. It's quite a big chunk. I think this is like the second thing I ordered. The first thing I ordered was like just to see if it's actually any good, because people have been posting about it on social media for quite some time, and I wanted to see if it was actually good and trustworthy, that kind of thing. And the daily deals got me because I saw this Delinquent Daddy and Tender Teacher by Tama Mizuki, and this is 7 Seas volume 1. I saw it on their daily deals for a couple of days, and I was like, no, you don't need to get it, and it's a little bit more expensive than I think the other ones, but not by too much. I think it was like £7 something, and I was like, oh, that's actually a really good price for a new 7 Seas title. I kind of want it. It looks dead cute. It's domestic. It's about a teacher reconnecting with their first crush, who is now a dad, and I'm like, oh, domesticity, give me the found family vibes, woo woo. So yeah, it's supposed to be dead cute and sweet and new and kind of exciting, and I kind of wanted it, and then I was like, no, don't do that. And then I went back on the site, and then it was back on the daily deal, and at the same time, like pretty much all of the Sublime titles had been reduced in price to like $6.99, and I was like, that's pretty good, because Blackwell's used to do it for $6.99, and since they got bought over, they haven't really been doing a great number of reduced prices, and Amazon have kind of picked up on that, so they're not doing a lot of reduced prices either. So it seems to me like Scifier is the place to go if you're wanting the price that you would like to pay, and then you've got an extra 10% discount, because there's always discount codes hanging about. So you could definitely pick up quite a few, which is what I did. So yeah, I got Yarichin Bitch Club. This is volume 5, which I think is the final volume. It is, isn't it? Please tell me it is. This is Ogaretsu Tanaka, and this completes that series for me. This was the only one I needed, and I have it. I have a complete series. Still got it. I have not read any of these, by the way. Which is really good because I noticed I'm still going through, like I said, I'm still making my end of year content videos, and I'm going through all of my collection, and I'm kind of a bit sad at how many series I haven't completed, especially when I think about how many I just needed one volume to complete. And Yarichin Bitch Club, I just needed 1 volume to complete, and I now have that, which is great. Cast Heaven, Volume 4, Chisei Ogawa. I just needed 1 volume to complete, and I now have it, so I can now read Cast Heaven, because I've only read volumes 1, 2, 3. Very excited about that one as well, so I can do a big reread of the series, a big binge. Jealousy, Volume 5, by Scarlett Miracle. I just needed 1 volume to complete, and I now have it, and I'm really excited about having the complete collection, the whole series, but not necessarily about reading it. I really do feel like I'll just read it once and then that'll be it. But I now have it in my collection. It will have to get read. I will need to be held account and actually read it at some point. But yeah, I'm very happy about having that completed as well. Underneath that, Bad Boys Happy Home Volume 2 by Showa and Hiromasa Okujima. I just needed Volume 2 complete the series, and I now have that series completed as well. I really enjoyed Volume 1 that I read, so I'm quite happy to do a reread of Volume 1 and then read Volume 2 and 3 to complete that series. It's a really interesting one. Moon and Sun by Akane Abe, Volume 2. I had Volume 1, and so now I've got Volume 2. I'm very happy about that. So I could actually sit and read that series as well. Ryo Suzuri's MADK Volume 3 came out. Look how thick and chunky that is, and I'm so excited because that means there's so much more story to read. And you know, I like a thick one because it means I'm getting more bang for my buck. And I was so enamored by Volume 1 and 2. Volume 2 ended in such a great way. So bad, it's so good. So I'm really excited about reading MADK, and of course I'm going to do a big reread, Volumes 1 and 2 together, so I can go into Volume 3 and just be completely immersed in this story. I have no idea. No idea. I mean, does anyone have any idea what goes through Ryo Suzuri's mind when they're creating the story? Because wow. So yeah, I really do want to do a big reread of that, and that is now complete as well. Underneath that, I've got The World's Greatest First Love, The Case of Ritsuno Dera, Volume 16 by Shingeki Nakamura, and that means I'm up to date. I was behind, and I usually get them almost like the same week that they come out, because it usually comes out around May, and that's usually around my birthday, and I'm like, great, fantastic. But I didn't get Volume 16. I don't even think it came out in May. Maybe it came out at a different time. So yeah, I didn't pick it up, and it's just kind of languished. So I'm happy that I can finally read Volume 16. Volume 6 of Candy Color Paradox by Isaku Natsume also keeps me more up to date. I know that, is Candy Color Paradox getting like extras or something? I think there's some extras coming out for that. So yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know if they're already out. I'll have to check. But I feel like at least I've got Volume 6, which is the one I was behind on. So I now have that. I will probably not do a reread of the whole thing. I'll probably just try and read Volume 5 and see if I pick up the rest of the story and be like, okay, now I can remember what happens. And then I've got Volume 8 of Given by Natsuki Kizu. This is the penultimate volume. I am looking forward to Volume 9 coming out so I can read that as well. But I just recently read Volume 6 and 7, reread of Volume 6, and then the read of Volume 7, which I hadn't done. And it's pretty much all Hiragi mix, and I love Hiragi mix, so I'm hoping that this has more of that. And yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I kind of felt like I enjoyed the story, then I kind of dipped when everyone got like so obsessed with it, it was like super popular, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. But now I'm kind of back in with everyone else being like, yeah, this is great. Natsuki Kizu is great, and I really did enjoy reading those last 2 volumes. So yeah, I'm excited about 8 and excited when 9 comes out. So yeah, this is another lot, and I managed to pick all of these up because I haven't talked about prices at all, because they were all kind of slightly different prices, but many of them were around $6.99. But I managed to pick, I think, is there 9 volumes? 10 volumes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I got 10 volumes, and I paid a total of £63.91. So I'm just going to call it and say each volume is £6.39. So that's pretty good because it's less than £7. It's less than, the maximum that I want to pay, but it's still pretty good because each of these volumes are like $9.99 recommended retail price for the Sublimes, and I have no idea what Delinquent Daddy is. So to get them all for £6.39 is pretty darn good. So yeah, this was a big order, a big box, and I loved it. It was so good unboxing it. Felt like Christmas. So yeah, happy about that. So apologies if it's gotten a little bit dark. It is stormy season in the winter. So I was kind of trying to make most of what daylight I have. And I'm quite happy with this. This is everything that I got for the month of January 2024. Way more than I'm supposed to. But I just kind of got a little bit excited about everything being $6.99 again, and with a 12.5% discount. So if Scifier continue to do the odd, nice discount on top of their other discounts, I'm like gonna take advantage of it, because like I said, my raison d'etre of the channel, my very existence, is to collect physical print BL manga for as cheap as I can possibly get it. That's the whole point. That's my ultimate goal, and so if I can get it for less than £7, that's good. I can count that as a win in the year 2024, because that's definitely how prices have been trending up and up and up, and a lot of these are pretty good. So the only ones that were over the £7 mark was I Should Not Love You by Chisei Ogawa, and the Heaven Official's Blessing Volume 2. But even then, they were very well priced for what I got. So happy days. I'm kind of excited about all of these because, as you may have noticed, I'm not talking about what any of them are really about. I haven't read anything. So that's another goal that I had in 2023. It's like pretty much all my goals is to read what I purchased. But 2023's was a big one. And I did really, really well in 2022. And I haven't quite calculated it exactly, so that's another video to look forward to. Was I Tsundoku is the usual video. Did I read what I bought? And I think I did okay, but I haven't quite figured it out. And this month, if I'm just looking at the percentage for this month, I have yet to read any of this, so the percentage is sitting at 0. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, I will be able to have read everything. And now, one of the issues is if there's a volume missing. Now, with Boy Princess, that's not an issue anymore. Heaven Official's Blessing is not an issue. The 2 pros, we're just going to leave to the side because that doesn't count. I Should Not Love You is a standalone. Togaini no Chi, I would need to get volume 4. And for Sasaki and Miyano, I'd need to get volume 4 and 5 to be able to read volume 6. But everything else I can read. So if I have not read everything else other than Sasaki and Miyano Volume 6 and Togaini no Chi Volume 5, I should be raked over the coals. These need to be read in 2024. So I mean, I could just put this down as my TBR for 2024. 24 and 24. Read all of these things. Because I did technically get 25 BL manga or Danme. So yeah, there's 25 this month, and my maximum aim was to get 7 each month, or that would be the limit. So like I said, everything I've bought this month has just meant that I technically shouldn't be buying anything more until near the end of April, beginning of May, which is pretty bad. But but they were such good prices. You can't say no to good prices. I can't say no to good prices. So yeah, I feel like this is a really amazing, fantastic, massive haul for me, because like I said, I usually just try and get little ones, and I'm not trying to keep up with everyone else because there's so much coming out now. There's just so much BL each month, and each publisher has jumped on the BL bandwagon, considering like when we had the financial crash, and in like the 2010s with the publishing industry going bust in 2010, it was so difficult for any publisher to even contemplate and consider publishing anything BL. They just were not going to take the chance. They just weren't. And so those were like the barren years. The only, saving light was when Sublime started publishing it. And so I feel good that Sublime are still there, and they're still plodding along, printing out good things. So it just feels like it's a bit overwhelming in terms of being a collector to keep up with the Joneses, as it were. And I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to focus on when I can get it for a really good price. That is the reason for this channel. It's the reason for 365801. That's the reason why I'm doing these and collecting, is to get it, but for the cheapest price I can get. So bargains, always looking out for bargains. So if you see any bargains, let me know. Any discounts and things. I almost purchased a lot from Tokyopop because they were doing an end of year sale, and it was like a really good sale. It was like 40% or something and free shipping. And I was like, oh my god, it's the end of the year. No one's got any money anymore. the worst time to do a really good sale. So I'm going to keep an eye out on Tokyopop, because if you go onto their website, although they don't have original discounts, if they're giving you a 40% discount on something and free shipping on orders over a certain amount, I would probably stack my shopping cart and purchase a lot. So we shall see how the year pans out. But yeah, this is everything I got for January 2024. Thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. If you did and listened to my ramblings, double speed, just stick me on double speed. Every time, just put me on double speed. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I am 365801. I make videos about BL manga, yaoi, male romance, and all that good stuff. I have a Patreon. If you'd like, check out below. Any links to anyone I mentioned are in the description as well. You can find me anywhere on the internet. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Threads. I do have a TikTok as well, and obviously this YouTube channel. Wow! So yeah, there's quite a few places. Obviously my Patreon as well, if you're interested. Give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe if you would like to. It does help out the channel. So yeah, take care everyone. I will see you in the next one.